YouTube पे लाइव कर दीजिए पब्लिक.
Yes, sir, we are live.
Okay. Dear officers, a very good evening to one and all. Hope you have understood the evolution of the discipline, how public administration has evolved. In the whole of your public administration syllabus, one thing which is amorphous, means not concrete, is in fact the very first line of the syllabus, meaning, scope, and significance. Why is that so? Because here there is a big question. What is public administration? What is public administration? For that, till now, till date, you don't have unanimous answer. What is history? There is a definite set of things, studying past, written, the things which are written, something like that. What is anthropology? The complete study of the man in all places at all times, past, present, and future, every aspect. What is sociology? It at least says like it is a study of society. But when it comes to public administration, what is public administration as a subject is not yet defined till date. Why is that so? Here, the reason being, public administration refers to government administration, administration in government. So, public administration refers to, most importantly, for providing services. So, as we grow, say for example, LPG. In LPG, many things are changing. The needs and aspirations of the people are changing. By that, the very meaning of public administration is changing. To put the things in a crisp form, one of the most amorphous, one of the most subtle things in the whole of syllabus is, in fact, the first line of the syllabus itself. That is what public administration means, meaning, the scope. Here, there are two reasons. One is what government does, what government has to do is changing continuously. Say, for example, before liberalization, government was everywhere. Government was providing each and every goods and services on its own. After LPG, things have changed. So now defining public administration becomes difficult. If you take, say, for example, some 100 or 200 years back to define public administration, then it was entirely different. Public administration, that is Raja Maharajas, they were to a greater extent concerned with law and order. Have you come across anything like liberty, equality, and fraternity during those times when there was monarchy? So I repeat, since what government does, since what people want, that is public interest, is changing day by day, defining public administration has become very difficult. In this context, one of the most important aspects which you have to understand is what is the difference between public administration and the private administration. This is the one important thing on which, like, already two questions have come. It is not that important, but straightforward, has a straightforward question. They may not ask like what is the difference between public and private administration. Chances are there. Why I'm saying is, like, for the past 15 years they have not asked this question. Previously it was asked. It is not explicitly mentioned in your syllabus. But if you don't have a clear picture of what public administration is, How is it different? One of the way to understand better what public administration is by differentiating it from private administration. So here, like what I wish is to have a broader picture, broader understanding. Imagine on one side, you have got Amazon, Flipkart, or anything like that, SpaceX, Tesla, Tata Motors, Infosys. So, in one place, you imagine these organizations, private organizations. On the other hand, you imagine government organization. So, here you can take the union government, you can take the state government, and you can take the local government also. But for clarity, you should have only one. So I repeat, with respect to understanding the meaning and scope of public administration, one of the most amorphous and subtle things, one best way may be to differentiate it from private administration. So in this regard, all of you should do one thing. Imagine a private organization, any private organization, Amazon, Infosys, Tata Consultancy, anything. On the other hand, imagine a government administration, union government. That is the one which you have better idea. Now try to find the difference. Try to find the difference. What are the key differences? Please let me know. What are the key differences between public administration and private administration? Think it over. Just points will be enough. You have to think on your own and give your original answers. Okay, very nice. Sustiji has said profit orientation and people welfare. Very good. Goals are different. Very nice. How? What are the goals? What are the goals? Very nice. Then Goel says that goals are different. Then, okay. Now listen to me and please do answer one by one, like yes or no, because I'll give the point itself. Because these are the things. Public approach is distinct. Very nice. So now just give the things. So here, accountability. Let us take one thing, accountability. Imagine government administration. In government administration, what you have to imagine? Ministers and the administration, civil service. So here, accountability. In government, accountability to whom? Government, in government administration is accountable to whom? Anonymity in public administration, yes. With respect to accountability, very good. So accountability is to the people, right? See now, very important thing. This is an organization. In this organization, you have got, like you can take all the three branches, but for better understanding, just imagine ministers and the civil services. So these people who are there in government organization, these people are accountable to ultimately to the people. But generally it is through legislature. Once again, legislature is accountable to people. So ultimately these are accountable to people. So what is the implication? Here there is an organization, but they are accountable to some person who is outside the organization. Is the point clear to you? In government, accountability is external or public. One key difference, right? Then let us take the another aspect, financial control. Financial control. So in financial control, who controls? Does does the administration, does the executive have control over the purse money what he's spending? You have said the answer, yes, very good. No. Then who is having that authority? How much should be spent on tribal development? How much should be spent on women welfare? Who decides? Does the public administration decide? Very good. Legislature. See here, once again, with respect to finances, there is someone who is controlling this one, right? Next, we'll take with respect to measuring the efficiency. What is the aim? How, say, for example, when can you say that government is more efficient? Government is more opt. What is the criteria you take to evaluate this one? What is the criteria? Whether the administration is optimally working or not. What is the criteria you take? Okay, I'll make the things simple. Public service welfare and development is made. Very good, Goel. So here, public interest. What public want? Are the public satisfied? That determines. On the other hand, in private, whether your Tesla is satisfying the needs of the people, the billions of people, it is not taken into consideration and it's not the major thing. Whether that company is making profit. Yes, often you hear like number one richest, number two richest, number one biggest company. Often you have heard, right? With respect to private organizations. Then have you ever took into consideration, okay, we say that now Google is one of the biggest, Apple is one of the biggest. These are the biggest organizations because they are satisfying more people. Are you taking this kind of considerations? The answer is absolutely no. They are evaluated in terms of the profit they make. The profit they make. Right? Next one. Where is efficiency more? Efficiency. Are private organizations more efficient? Very good, private. We have got market versus the state debate. In that, world organizations like WTO, all this, they say this very, very pertinently. They say that till date, market or the private organizations are very efficient in providing the goods and services. When they are more efficient in providing the goods and services, government should privatize those things which it was either to providing but it was not efficient, right? Then which is having like broader scope, private or public? Very good, definitely public administration is having the broader scope. So these are some of the pertinent things that you have to keep into consideration. Next comes the similarities. This is one of the area we are all missing of. What are the similarity between private and public organization? Please do answer, a very, very important one. Because the first of the difference, everyone will say, when it comes to similarities, what are the similarities? Any one similarity? Management. Very good. With respect to personal, now, very important, like as Dubesi has mentioned. So here, one very, very pertinent point you have to take into consideration. So here, like before I get into that LPG concept, which I was about to say, one thing you have to bring in the concept of lateral entry. So what is this lateral entry? Say now, whenever you join as a collector, right? So after that, you become under secretary, joint secretary, additional secretary, right? This is a general procedure. So what is this lateral entry is, instead of the normal procedure like collector, under, joint, additional secretary, taking someone directly to, say for example, addition secretary, or even to the post of secretary. Are you getting the point? So what does, like, how does this work? Why is this so? Say for example, hypothetically think like this. Say for example, coming to postal services. Postal services. Hypothetically think, there is department of post, and this department is headed by a secretary. How secretary has chosen? The way I have told you. But by lateral entry, we want to bring the CEO, the chief executive officer of Amazon. It's a very fine idea, because you have got lakhs of post offices, or at least thousands, and we are not getting anything done when compared to private organizations. So this is said to be lateral entry. In fact, the lateral entry concept, which recently emerged, and there was a lot of opposition. And in fact, the opposition which they showed is in fact a very, very ignorant one, in my opinion. See, they're saying you're privatizing everything. No, it's not like that. Yeah, IAS officer, you will be there in government. You may not be knowing latest technology. Where is latest technology present? Not even with the government. Previously, it was with the government. Some days back, some 20 years back, latest technology, say for example, the cell phone, the internet, the mobile phones, all these things, what we use are the products of defense research, especially the US, right? But now it is not the thing. Latest technology is with Amazon, Google, SpaceX. When you bring people from this area to this area, then there will be a lot of changes with respect to efficiency, with respect to technology, bringing the technology, many, many aspects. This has been overlooked. And in fact, lateral entry is present in many of the countries around the world, especially those countries like Australia and Britain, where they have reformed the civil services. Unfortunately, Indian civil service is not like reformed. And in this context, let me tell you a very important one, which I have already shared. Once the Prime Minister of UK came to India, and it was in Hyderabad that a person, collector, went and introduced to himself, I am the collector of this area in Telangana state. Prime Minister was shocked. For the purpose of administrative convenience, we created the post of collector. same DC, whatever you may be calling. Yeah, this was created by us some hundreds of years back. You're still maintaining the same thing. He was shocked. And he said, we also had similar institutions 100 years back, but we have changed. Why you have not changed? Indian civil service has not reformed. That's the conclusion. Okay. So from lateral entry, some of things went how the things are not in favor of efficiency in administration. Then coming back to public and private. After differentiating public and private, and after bringing out the similarity between those two, you have to inevitably add some 2 3 points which are order of the day. Where tell me tell me some concept or some topic or anything which advocates public and private partnership, which is a stage or which is the concept which says that we have to bring managerial principles into government. One of the latest paradigms. Very good. NPM. Very nice. So now NPM is the order of the day. There is contracting out. There is privatization. There is liberalization. That is the one thing which you have to tag. And the next most important is what is the latest paradigm of public administration according to Nicholas Henry? What is the sixth paradigm? New public service, good governance. Okay. So in fact, to be precise, according to Nicholas Henry, it is governance. So what is governance? Governance, the key term is networking. So here, this is the government. Government is networking with private, with civil society, with international organizations, with many, many other things. So this is leading to networking. So in this regard, in certain aspects, public and private are working together. They are networked. So here, this is the one, last one, which you have to take into consideration. So I emphasize how you should take this topic. One is differences, similarities, and the present one, where you have got NPM, new public management, and you have got public-private partnership, and you have got governance. These are the things which you have to take into consideration. This is a brief introduction of the things. Okay. Now let me share the slides for you. Okay. Okay. Before that, before we get into that, let me ask you a simple one. How to master anything apart from the syllabus? How to master anything? Okay. Repeated revision, very good. Make short notes and revise. Then basics or fundamentals, very nice. So dear students, the most important thing to master anything, time and again I have repeated. Not only that, time and again it has been proved that to master anything, first of all, you have to master the basics. This is a very, very pertinent one. So now, what you should be doing in this regard with respect to UPSC, a very important one. So please give due attention and keen interest with respect to what I am saying. Here, almost all the students, they get directionless. What are the main reasons? The main reason is that they in fact fail to identify what are the basics, what are the fundamentals. So now please tell me, what are the basics, what are the fundamentals which you have to master in civil service? In civil service, we'll keep public administration for a while. In civil service, what are the basics or fundamentals which you have to master? Very good. Syllabus, previous year questions. Very nice. Then give me the frank answer. Have you mastered the syllabus, prelims and mains? Please let me know, yes or no. Are you able to recite each and every component of the syllabus, prelims and mains? Yes or no? Others, Goel, have you? Please do answer. So, if you have not done, this is the high time. Very, very important. See, once again, very, very important. See, forgetting all these things, really, this is not the excuse. Simply, you are making a big mistake. You are simply like, it's like you are harming yourself. You are digging your own grave. Very, very important. See, if there is anything concrete, if there is anything which is like more objective comparatively, then it is only syllabus. Until and unless you have mastered this, see, this is a matter of just 3-4 pages, or you can take 5 pages. If you have not mastered these 5 pages and you are thinking of mastering 10,000 pages, 10,000 pages minimum. Polity, say for example, Polity Lakshmikant itself is 1,000. If you read other things, it will become 2,000. Minimum 2,000 for one polity. You are simply making a very, very big mistake. Very, very big mistake. Fundamental thing. For you won't understand the previous year questions. Previous year questions, very, very difficult. In previous year questions, two important things you have to do. And this will be worth you attending this class. Very important, listen to me, previous year questions. In that, like I'll just take mains questions itself, mains. How to analyze mains questions? What to do with the mains questions? First of all, one of the mistake done by most of the students is they try to answer the mains questions. This is one of the big mistake to begin with. You shouldn't be. First, what you should be doing? A very, very important thing. What is the most important thing in mains previous year questions analysis? Locus and focus. A very important thing. One stalwart told me this. Any question, first locate locus. Where in the syllabus? Then, what is the focus of the locus? That is the one thing which you have to determine. This is not that easy. If you do this, like the basic, the fundamental is over. Say, for example, if you take any previous year questions, in chapter number 1, they have put all the questions which come in chapter number 7, 8, 9. This is with respect to public administration. So making student to feel, array, what are these things? I'm not able to answer. First and foremost, please locate from where the syllabus. This is the most important thing. With the second one is with respect to understand the question. Understand the question, the areas in which they have asked. The third thing which you should be doing is based on this, guess the FYQs, future year questions. What may be asked in this one? What may be asked in this one? So among the various things, one of the crisp thing what I noticed is effect of globalization on Indian society. So this topic is in which paper? Effect of globalization on Indian society. You should be very fast. Very good. Indian society. Society. No, GS3, Goyal. Like, what is this? I thought you're like one of the stalwarts. Indian society, I'm stressing this. So here you have got 5 questions. 5 questions. So now, based on this, you can guess as to what they will ask. Right. I repeat what you should be doing. Take the topic. Effect of globalization on Indian society. So now tell me what are the dimensions? Forget about these PYQs. What are the dimensions which you have to consider? Effects of globalization on Indian society. Effect on institution. Then, other than that, very good, very nice. Social, economical, and political. Then, very good. Culture, local, very good. So these are the only things they have asked. Have you gone through these things? Only 5 questions. Society. Society generally has 3 broader divisions. That is social, economical, and political. Right? Once again, how it is affecting the institutions, formal and informal, how it is affecting marriage, how it is affecting the very foundation, the culture, how globalization is affecting the way the government work, the private organizations, what is happening. That's it. You just think and afterwards see the previous year questions. Then guess what may be the future year questions. So this is a key term which I have coined, FIQs. So has anyone used this term, FIQs? So this is my terminology. So, and in fact, one student suggested that you have to take patent. Okay, it was just for humor. Okay, so here the most important thing, please, please, please. Syllabus is the only thing which is concrete. Syllabus is the only thing which is objective. Many often say that this is like they can ask anything under the sun. These are utter nonsense. Syllabus is very subjective when compared to other things. It is the only objective thing present here. Especially when you take mains, almost like directly the questions have come. I repeat, more than 70% of the mains questions, especially in GS, can be directly answered just by knowing the meaning of the topic. What is communalism? What is liberalism? What is secularism? And the PYQs. That's it. That's it. And also you have got a very, very good opportunity. You just have only 10 years question papers. If you segregate each topic, in each topic, you may hardly find 3, 4 topics. That's it. 3, 4 questions, previous year questions in the past 10 years. Okay. PYQs. So in PYQs in GS, how many questions will be there? Let me see. How many questions will be there generally in GS? How many questions generally? You took so long. Means have you not gone through the previous year questions? Okay, listen to me. Generally, there are 20 questions. 10 questions. 10 questions. How many marks? 10 marks. So 100. And another 10 questions, 15 marks. How much? 150. So it becomes 250. That's it. So here, just knowing the meaning, just knowing the crux is more than sufficient. That is one thing. Then once again, syllabus. If you are, very important, listen to me. You might have read something from the morning. If you have not located that in syllabus, simply your preparation is wrong. That's it. Anything, anything, it can be located in the syllabus. This can happen only when you have a clear-cut idea of the syllabus. Hardly, say paper 1, you have got 12 topics. Paper 2, 20. Paper 3, 20. Paper 3, 7. Including case study, you can add 8. So you have got only 60 topics. Can't you remember these 60 topics? The answer is you have to. How to remember? Use some acronyms. Use some acronyms. Mnemonics. The way you understand the syllabus is entirely different. When you have those things in your mind, the way you study, everything. And very important, I always suggested you, the festival of UPSC is coming. It is starting on 20th, 21st, 22nd. You all should be writing the mains examination at home, whatever may be the thing. If you are not writing, you are missing one of the greatest test series, one of the greatest live test series. I repeat, dear students, there is no need for your preparation, no need. Please just write. It will influence a lot. It will improve your confidence. Say, for example, in GS3, last to last year topper, she got just 88. Can't you get 20 marks in that? Topper, first ranker is getting 88. You, without completely preparing, if you are getting 20 marks, it's well good. So you have to be writing that. Not only that, when the whole syllabus is in your mind, the way you read the newspaper, the way you interrelate the things, if you get anything, say for example, the teacher is telling something, you have to ask two things. Is it in the syllabus and how the previous year questions are there? So with respect to previous year questions, you have to divide them subtopic wise. Until and unless you do this, definitely like you are simply reading something because some books told that or anything like that. And in all the toppers, what I have come across is all the toppers, like especially those who clear in their first and second attempt, they have got a master, they have got a guide. They say, okay, you read this, you read this, you read this. That person does only this. And he masters the basics. And afterwards, he carves out his own way. It should not be stuck there itself. Am I making this point clear to you? You listening to any master, any guide, or any topper is only till you get the basics right. And at once again, very important, the most important, like fatal mistake done by most is reading more and material, whatever it comes. That should not be done. That should not be done. You should read less, but frequently, more. 20 times, 30 times, good enough. Because the major reason I have already told you, syllabus is vast. So the best is to read the core, the crux. Once again, you need just 50% of the marks to get first rank. Master the crux, master the basics, master one book. Don't go for too many things. This is one of the things which has led to failure, which has led me to failure. I did so many things. I read even like all ARC reports that you shouldn't be doing. Okay. So in line with that, it's a like often we have this quote very famous, especially Southeast Asia. When the student is ready, teacher will appear. When the student is truly ready, teacher will disappear. So what is the meaning here? Coming to the second line, in fact, when the students master the basic, there is no need of teacher because he calls out his own way. The teacher doesn't mean a human person. It can be anything, a book, any topper, any successful candidate, or any advice, right? So having said this, let's get started. Coming to the thing, as I told you, with respect to public administration, distinction between private and public you have to do. Afterwards, similarity. Then you have to bringing in these three concepts: NPM, public and private partnership, governance, networking. In this regard, like you have got two questions. Please read the questions. First one: public and private administration are two species of the same genus, but they also have special values and techniques of their own. Comment. That is one. Second one, though there are certain points of similarity between public and private, yet no private organization can ever be exactly same as public one. So here, like I'll go to the second one. Here, what is the intent? What is the thing which you have to refer? Though there are certain points of similarity between the public and private. So I have noted down some 7, 8 points. So you should be writing those things with respect to personal, all these things. Yet no private organization can ever be exactly same as the public one. Now you have to bring in the differences. Differences where there where public and private are entirely different or entirely different. Okay, so let me see the message. Private works for profit, public works for welfare. Okay, okay, good. Now listen to me, and now you answer this one. Public and private, public and private administrations are two species of the same genus. Two species of the same genus. So now, till now, what do you understand by this? Both work for maximizing efficiency. What about others? Think it over, think it over. Just concentrate on these things. So now Now let me ask you one question. Now please do answer. Two species of the same genus, is it same as two faces of the same coin? Yes or no? Okay, many are saying yes. How? See, that is the reason I asked you this question. Not only this is useful for your essay also, ethics also. See here, like when I say two faces of the same coin, two faces of the same coin means to have one, to have unity, to achieve something. Both these two are inevitable. So I repeat, when we say that X and Y are the two faces of the same coin, it means that without X or without Y, a thing cannot be complete. It becomes incomplete, or in sometimes it may not be meaning, it may not be having any meaning. It may not exist also. We'll take the literal one. Can we think of a coin with only one face? The other face is not there. Can we have a coin with only one face? Very good. You are saying no. Then the next question is, say for example, 1 rupee coin. We have got a coin with, like say, head and tail, they say. Only one face. Can we say that we have got one face? So it is worth 50 paisa? Can we say like that? Right? So how many of you understood the meaning of two faces of the same coin? So you have, please go home and make the things crystallized. Here, two faces of the same coins means if these two things won't come together, it won't have any value, any meaning. The second thing is they are inseparable. One doesn't have the meaning in the absence of another. Right? Okay, we'll keep that aside. Now, please concentrate. Public and private administration are the two species. Take the literal meaning. Species of the same genus. Homo erectus, Homo habilis. So here, Homo, what is this? What is this scientifically known as? What is this known as? Homo sapien, Homo erectus, Homo habilis, Homo sapien. So Homo, what is this? What does this refer to? Does this, like Homo sapien, is this the organism name or the species name or the genus name? That is what the thing I'm asking. Okay, genus, very good, very nice. Go ahead. So here, Homo erectus, Homo habilis, Homo sapiens. So every organism is represented by two things. One is genus and another is species name. So similarly here, all these things are genus, same, right? Clear? So here, genus is same, but species are entirely different. Now come to this point. Two species, public and private, are two species of the same genus. Which is the same genus? Please do answer. Same genus. Public and private are the two species. What is the same genus? Let me see who can like interrelate the thing. Who can decipher the question? Very good, very nice. What about others? Do you agree with Shruti ji? Okay, very good. See here, that is the thing. This is the way, this is what I am telling you with respect to mains questions. Re answer करने के लिए मत जाओ. Take the literal meaning, what they are asking. The same question, in my opinion, like more than like 4 or 5 times it has come in your essay or anyway with respect to GS. So now here, same genus, administration, right? Public administration, private administration. So here the genus is same. What is that? Administration. But these are different species, right? Now, coming to the next one. Have special values of their own. Can you tell some special values of private administration? So here, can't we use management? Management becomes a more broader one. And in fact, as you are aware, administration in public setting, administration in private setting, management becomes a more generalized one. Management, we cannot use that. It is not more appropriate. Definitely near, but it is not more appropriate. Okay, coming back to the one. So values. So what are these values? Values are preferences. Values are those which are important. What is important for public administration? What is important for public administration? What is the value of public administration? Satisfaction of the people, welfare of the people, public interest. What is the value of private organization? Profit motive. Profit motive. Expansion, growth. Then what are the special techniques? Please think it over. Both have their own techniques. So why techniques, first of all? Why techniques? To reach the goal. To reach the goal. To fulfill the values. Here, technique, maybe with respect to accountability, maybe with respect to performance evaluation, maybe with respect to the ways and means they adopt, right? So these are some of the things which we'll be discussing at the end of the session. Like you should be answering these two questions, which are very, very pertinent. Okay. Okay, Nicholas Henry. Have you heard of this book, Nicholas Henry? In this, what are the two things you have to read? What are the two chapters you have to read? Okay, we got the answer. Chapter number 2 and chapter number 3. Very good. Very nice. So here, see this, you can see ninth edition. I think you can see this. This was the book which I read long before. देखिए हम कैसे पढ़ते थे. So this was the way which we used to read. Not only that, like still more intensely. At that point itself, So you can see here, say like at the top of each page, say for example here, I have written some meanings. Lot like every page I used to read like this. You also should read like this. Any book, there itself you should write the meaning. So in this chapter number 2 and chapter number 3 are very important. You should be reading those things. Almost majority of the things I have covered and I will be covering. But even then, to have a reality check, to have a flow, you should be going through those things. And not only that, there are some areas where the things are very, very clear and they are in line with the syllabus. I'll make note of those things. Okay. So this is the way in which you have to proceed. Then, as an activity, administration is truly universal. Why? Please answer this question. This is a one because, like already, the genus here is administration. So here, administration is universal. Why? Okay, it is present in every society. Very nice. Then it it was there from the inception of humans. Okay, then okay, very nice. Then can you answer this from the classical approach, from the classical theories approach? Very good. So classical says that in administration, to administer anything, there are certain principles. These principles can be applied equally to all the places in all the areas. So it is universal. That is in fact a narrow kind of things, and that should be restricted to only paradigm 2, principles of administration or classicals. So come to the literal meaning. What is administration? Key things. Very fast. Administration का मतलब क्या है? Key things. What constitutes an administration? Let me see like how you have understood. Because public administration, this is in fact one of the things which I have stressed upon. Until and unless you have clarity with respect to what an organization is, I have taken the entire like 20 to 30 hours with respect to organization itself. What constitutes an administration? Very good. Group of people, cooperative effort, and common goal. Right? So here, major thing, say for example, major thing in this, what is one thing which is required in all the organization? Cooperative effort. So anyway, family. Is family an organization? Is family an organization? Yes or no? Very good. Do we have administration in family? Please let me know. Do we have administration in family? Yes, definitely. We have got common purpose, right? Like now, those things are not there. Like पहले ऐसा रहता था. Like हमारा घर का मर्यादा, कुछ ऐसे ऐसे, वो सब ऐसा करना है, ऐसा करना है. You have to glorify the name of your father, your forefather. Anything, we'll be discussing everything. Closed door. कुछ बात करने से पहले, not in cities, because in cities it's not the thing. Especially in villages, दरवाजा बंद करके अंदर हम कुछ बात करते हैं घर का. हमारा क्या है गोल, मकसद क्या है. So here, bringing in cooperative effort, it's always there. Not all the members of the family will be thinking in the same direction. Son may want to come up with a new business. Father says that I don't have money. Son knows that father has lot of money. So many things like that. So here, bringing cooperation, cooperative effort. This is the one of the major thing. So here you have got group of people. You have got common purpose, coordinating these people and bringing cooperation among these people to reach the common purpose or goal. That is administration. You have to apply that to government. So in government, here, what is the purpose? What is the purpose? Please do answer. What is the purpose of government? Government is an organization. You have got administration. Welfare of the people. Very good. Maximizing the welfare of the people. Very good. And also you have to like add some more like words. Public interest. You should be adding another two words. Public interest and satisfaction of people. These two. Because maximizing the welfare, what is the criteria? What is the criteria to say that you are maximizing the welfare of the people? Tell me. Government is working towards maximizing the welfare of the people. How can you say this? Indira Gandhi decided, Rahul Gandhi decided, Vajpayee decided. For that, can we say that is the thing? Or World Bank decided? What is the criteria? Very good. Giving people what they want. So how do you know what people want? That's very good. Giving people what they want. Yes. How do you come to know? Very nice. In fact, what is the one word for this? Giving what people they want. Very good. Public interest. Very nice. Public interest. Right? Then whether the public interest is met or not, how will you decide? How will you come to know? How will you come to know? How will you gauge whether the welfare of the people has happened or not? Is it determined by sending spending crores of rupees? I spent 10 lakh crores on people, so there is a lot of welfare. What is the criteria? Let us take, say, for example, IAS institution. I brought all the top teachers. I provided 10 test series, 100 test series. I did that. I did this. I provide online, offline, all these things. By this, welfare of the students, छात्रों का कल्याण हो गया. Can we say that? It is mainly dependent on the success. Before that, definitely, how, whether successful or not, satisfaction of the people, very, very important. So I repeat, with respect to publicness, this is the one most important one. So here, the aim is welfare. So in this regard, public interest, giving what people want. afterwards evaluating by the satisfaction of the people. So these are the two important things which you have to take into consideration. So this is it. In fact, this is the crux, this is the core which I wanted to discuss. Now the same things, like one of my principle is, what all the things which I want to say, I'll be presenting in the PPT. You can go through these things. Anything if you don't understand, you can ask me. The major concern. Okay, 1 minute. The major concern of administration is the proper organization of men and material for achieving desired ends. Cooperative activity, as a cooperative activity, administration is truly universal and operates in all types of organizations. Administration can occur both in private and public. Public administration is government administration concerned with achieving the state purpose. What is the state purpose? Once again, welfare of the people. Public administration acts in government setting. On the other hand, private administration acts in non-governmental settings. Major difference comes with respect to environment in which they work. With this, in this direction, Negro says that government is different from private organization, has no private company can equal to it in size, diversity, and activity. So here, what is the one thing which you can add? Definitely it is there. We have to take this for granted. But this was long before, some 50 years before, when this person told. That is the one thing which you have to keep in mind. If this is asked in the exam, definitely you have to support this. And in addition, you have to bring some more concepts. Of late, after LPG, after 1990s, very, very important. 1990s, liberalization, privatization, which occurred throughout the globe. After this, many private organizations, private organizations have grown in size and also have grown with respect to diversity also. Even then, it cannot meet the government. To sum up, after 1990s, some of the private organizations have grown to a greater extent, whether it is maybe giving, say for example, goods and services, technology, or anything. Even then, government is a bigger one in size and also in diversity. Okay. Now, okay, it's the same thing here once again. So here, Joseph Stan, he has given 4 differences. Principle of uniformity. In public, you have got uniformity. In private, no. Principle of external financial control, very important. Because for nearly 3-4 years, I did not understand this. What is this external financial control? I hope you understand these things. External means this is administration, but it is controlled by the representatives and in fact through people. So think applying same to the private. Think that Amazon, think that Infosys. If this company is controlled by someone outside, it becomes external, right? Next, the principle of ministerial responsibility. Here, the ministers are administration, they are responsible to the people. Once again, external control, responsibility, accountability. Principle of service motive. In case of private, it is the profit motive. Simon makes a very pertinent According to him, the distinction lies in the popular imagination. So, popular imagination means people's imagination, what people think. He says that people think that public administration is bureaucratic. On the other hand, private is business-like. Public administration is political. In public administration, there is red tapeism. So, red tapeism simply means slow movement, slow progress, or it is inefficiency. You can take inefficiency also. On the other hand, private is non-political and it is free from red tapeism. There the things are very fast. Public administration is different in its purpose, in its values, objectives, the contribution it makes to the society, performance and results, and management of a performance. All these things are different in public administration. We'll discuss these concepts as we proceed. So for Appel B, it is different with respect to scope, impact, consideration, public accountability, political character. So here, when it comes to political, see, this is one important thing where you have to give more importance, because these are the things which are not that apparent in many of the writings. So here, Appleby makes a very pertinent thing. This you can add to public and administration dichotomy in the paradigms or the stages in the evolution. He says that public administration is politics because it must be responsive to the public interest. It must be responsive to the public interest means it responds to the people through the legislature. And all government organizations are not just merely administrative entities, they are and must be political organizations. Very, very important. All government organizations are political organization. Government administration is subjected to political direction and control. This is the primary difference. Right? So very important here how there cannot be politics and administration dichotomy. You have to bring in this point. Anything which happens in public administration has influence or influenced by the politics of the day. Public accountability, you are aware of these things, right? So now, like, just go through these things. This is all the topic. These are all the topics I'll be explaining. So here, if at all, like anonymity, I'll explain this. If at all, if you find any topic difficult, please let me know, because let's not waste the time. So I always feel that अरे students का time waste हो जाएगा, even I forget my time. So please go through these things. This is the one master chart. So this is the kind of things which you should be having in your very, very short note. So any doubt with respect to these things? Okay, now listen to me. So here anonymity, officials remain anonymous. Say for example, lower level of efficiency. Okay, then okay, level of efficiency. We'll take up that. Then anyone, any other? Okay, now listen to me. Officials remain anonymous. Now here, say for example, UPSC. When you hear this term, so are you getting the faces of all the people who are involved here? Members, chairperson, all these things. At least because now internet, all these things, you know at least who is the chairman. It was not the case previously. It is said to be one of the fairest, and it is a upholder of merit system. But can the members, can the secretary, or any officials working there take the credit that I did this one? The answer is no. In fact, this may not be the appropriate example also. The reason is it is an independent organization. If you take the other things, say for example, agriculture, if you take the roads, how they are mowed, say for example, law and order, if there is a law and order problem, who is the person to be blamed? Or I will make the thing simple. If there is a train accident, who is the person who will be blamed first? First, train accident. Railway ministers, great. So here, officials remains anonymous. At the same time, think that train services, railways have brought highest profit. Once again, the credit goes to railway minister, not the officials. And the other one, next, moving to lower level of efficiency. This is one of the biggest problem. Biggest problem. After 1991, 90s, we have got privatization. What is the reason for privatization? What is the reason for privatization? What was the main reasons for privatization? What was the main reasons for disinvestment? The reason is all the public sector undertakings were loss making, low efficiency, inefficient. So we went for that. Take any, say for example, we like apart from certain exceptions, you take HAL, Hindustan Aeronautical Limited. Has it ever produced anything of substance which is at the world level? Almost no. Say not only that, you don't go for like Airbuses, aeroplanes like that. Even the medium sized machineries like JCB, even like some big machines like Itachi, they're never made in India. We don't have that kind of things. In all this respect, in fact, public sector organizations have failed. In fact, China was very, very like receptive of the things, and it opened the gates, liberalized. That is the one of the major difference between India and China. Some 40 years before, India and China was same. What made the difference? One of the major thing, very, very major thing is liberalization of China almost 20 years early than India. Because of that, people outside China, they came and they set up their factories. The major thing which happened is, when they were bringing, they brought technology. They brought technology. The second thing China did is, China has a big market. It saw to it that these people, the market, the Chinese market, is not washed away by the international people, international organizations which are outside China. That was one of the major reasons. So here, when coming to the low efficiency, almost all the public sector undertaking are having less efficiency. That is the reason we are going for privatization. That is the reason we are going for liberalization too. Okay. All these things, like we have discussed, they are pretty simple. You should be going through these things. Then similarities, coming to similarities, like I'll just brush up the things. Here in this regard, the most important thing which you should be touching is, I repeat, the classicals. Classicals, the Foyle, the Urvik, Gulvik, all these writers, they said that private administrations are undifferentiated members of the genus administration. So here, like Goel, in fact, made a point, sir, why not management? So here it is a like common phrase often used. Genus is administration. That is a one common phrase in the literature. Here, very important. When it comes to similarities, you have to touch on. Now, in this direction, in touch with the concept of evolution of the discipline. Now, number one, do we have politics and administration dichotomy now? Dichotomy. Do we have public and administration dichotomy as of now? Okay. Now, in this line, in place of public administration dichotomy, what we have? Public and administration dichotomy. You are saying that public administration division we are not having. Then what we have? Very good. Public and administration continuum. Great. This is the most important thing. Almost it's not given in many of the Indian books. So what does this mean? So here, just listen to me. Previously, we were saying that politics and administration are entirely different. This is the picture. Now what you are saying, we are saying that yes, there is a difference, but public administration and the politics and administration, here this is continuum. Means here, if you take this point, this has got more of administrative values and less of political values. If you take this point here, we have got more of political values and less of administrative values. Clear? A very, very important one. Please note it down. Now we have, in fact, the things, especially yesterday I have given this one. You have to go through that one. Public administration is public administration, the fifth paradigm. To make this point pretty clear once again, say for example, here, private relations and public relations. So private relations, can you give example for private relations? So don't give those private relations you have. So I'm asking in general. So some may even because this is one of the question a student long before asked. I asked like, please name your private relations. Name some private relations. Sir, are you asking the private relations I have? Something like that. Example for private relations. Okay, Goyal is very much okay. Marriage. Okay, Goyal says that marriage. Very fond of marriage. Very good, not a problem. So like family, right? Like parents, brothers, sisters, friends, right? Public relations. Example for public relations. The relation between superior and subordinate, sub-inspector and constable, right? So here, this relation, this is very important from the GS4 point also. So here, we cannot say that ethics in private and public relations are they entirely different. The answer should be this. Say, for example, marriage. In marriage, what is the public concept involved? Can you name any public concept involved? Listen to me. Marriage is in fact a contract. So it is done according to laws, rules, and regulations. Do you agree? Marriages are registered. Do you agree? Then it becomes public. So in private relations also you have got an element of public. Superior subordinate relations. You that may be working according to the rules and regulations in a formal way. Even then, there may be some private aspect concerned. Similarly, here, when we say that politics and administration are in continuum, it means that here, say for example, here, this may be like 99% political and 1% administration. When you take here, it may be 99% administration or 1% politics. Means they are inseparable, but may vary. At the middle, it is less distinguishable, right? So coming back to the one, similarities in this, the most important thing which you have to emphasize is always the classicals. Classicals never distinguished between private and public organization. Okay, so according to Foyle, he was of POCC, planning, organizing, command, coordination, and control. He felt that all these things are present in both. And he said that there is no difference between the two. Similarities, these are the things which you should be like highlighting. Managerial techniques and skills are same. Accounting, statistics, stocks, uniformity in accountings. Both, to a greater extent, are organized on the principle of hierarchy, scalar chain. Just these are the things. Short notes में क्या है? Number one, managerial techniques and skills. Number two, uniformity in accounting dash dash. Number two, hierarchy. Number three, hierarchy. Both are influenced by the practice and the standards of each other. Emergence of public corporation is a halfway house between the commercial prototype and the traditional government department. What do you understand by this? So this you should be answering this. So halfway, I will give the meaning of halfway. Say for example, like say you are like seriously injured or something like that, hospital, or you are you got addicted to something like that. So you have been put in a hospital for something like that. This is hospital and this is home. So halfway is the place where you are not completely recovered before going to the home. You recover here. Why? Public corporations are said to be halfway house between commercial prototypes and traditional government department. Very important, which we'll be discussing in detail when we take up like chapter number 3, public undertaking. But let me see, like I have already told this point, how you will reproduce the things. Why are public corporations said to be of a house? Or in simple terms, how can we say that public corporations have both private and public administration things? Okay, now listen to me. Okay, very nice. Not public administration continuum. Okay, let me think. Mm, very near. What and why from government, how from private, very near. Okay, it is conceptual, very important. Listen to me. See here, chapter number 3 in paper 2. We are talking about public sector undertakings. Here, one of the thing will be departmental undertakings. Departmental undertakings. So here, say for example, there is a thing, say for example, space, ISRO, 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 ISRO comes under private or public? Public. Very good. So here it comes under the Department of Space. Department of Space means this department is headed by the secretary and politically by a minister. So here these people have complete control over this. Similarly, say take for example, there is some public sector undertaking. When we say that this is a departmental undertaking, in that it means that this is completely under the department. Here, that is one. On the other hand, you have got, say, Infosys or Amazon. This is, you are aware of, private organization, private administration is there. Public corporations are said to be half a house between commercial prototype and the traditional. Here, say for example, Indian Oil Corporation. What is this here? Here, you have got the ownership of the government, and also these are run as a business. Like whenever you get something like corporation, these are Companies Act, and this will be under Companies Act. Means, so here these are run in a business way, right? So to avoid the confusion, let me just make the things private and public. So here departmental undertakings entirely under government. Amazon private organization entirely there. But when we say not just corporation, when we say public corporation, there it is the way in which this corporation is defined by the laws which are same for both private and public. Public corporations are also run in the same way as any other corporation. Any other corporations. Here you will be having public holding also. Here you will be having government ownership also. But these are not 100% managed as a departmental undertaking, because how they will work is already defined in the law. Companies Act may be determining how it works. Okay. Right? So similarities, managerial, uniform accounting, hierarchy principle, and public corporations. So halfway means place where prisoners or people with mental health problems can stay after they leave prison or hospital before they stay to live in their own. Okay. Next, both have similarities so far as the problems of organization, especially personal and finance and personal related things. And there is mutual exchange and rotation of personnel. In this addition, you can also add lateral entry. Very important, you can note it down. Lateral entry. So this question may come, should lateral entry be encouraged? The answer is yes. Answer is yes. One of the justification you can give is most of the public administrations or most of the government organizations, most of the government which have reformed their administration have lateral entry. We have lateral entry in France, Australia, and Britain. The same things here. You can go through these things. Then, so all these things to the concluding the things, the preceding things which we have done shows that the distinction between private and public is not absolute. In fact, they are becoming more and more alike in many respects, especially after LPG. However, it doesn't mean that there is no significant difference between the two administrations. Public administration is distinct because of the peculiar character of the government activity, peculiar, a different, unique character, and the public setting in which it functions. So, this should be the answer for your questions which we have. So, here, in many respects, there are similarities, but they have got different values and different text. The reason is peculiar characteristics of the government activities and the public setting, the government setting in which it functions. So when, okay. And now coming to the latest trends, LPG. In LPG, both public and private have to compete, where they will be dealing with customers who pay for their service. So they will compare the things. So the difference has narrowed down. Previously, it was not the thing. Say now, example for this one. Say for example, you have to send some good 1 kg book from Delhi to Bangalore. So here you have got two options. One is your post office and another is some DTDC, something like that. Right? So here services are provided even by. So here the thing is in LPG, public administration major thing is providing public services. Now these public services are provided by the market also. This is the most important thing. In LPG, what is happening? Some of the activities either to done by the government are now done by the private, right? And you are aware of new public management, which you have to elaborate on. So here, the major limitation with respect to this is NPM talks of managerial techniques to bring about three E's, but in providing public services in the field of social and the welfare areas, very very important in bringing social is with respect to one person linking to the another. Welfare areas, there exists a difference between public and private administration. So this is one of the major areas. So the same, like you can quote the thing. In fact, public administrations and private administration are the two species of the same genus, but they have special values and techniques of their own, which give each of its distinct character. So this was one of the things, like straightforward. They have made the things, right? So if you have got any doubt, like I appreciate, please come up with some doubt, anything with respect to this, if possible, if you want. Okay. If you have got any doubt or anything like that, please let me know. Please do ask. Okay. So feel free to ask any doubt or anything to wind up the session. As I told you, two things you have to do. One is with respect to reading Mohit Bhattacharya, and another is with respect to reading Goyal and Aurora. And in addition, I have told you two more things, chapter number 2 and also chapter number 3. So these are the things which you should be reading. All other things I will provide. And the things which are covering are the things which are like amorphous, subtle. Say, for example, the meaning of public administration. It is spread throughout the chapter 1 mainly, and also in even other parts, say, for example, policy making, comparative public administration. So answering those questions become little difficult at this point of time. But as you proceed, you will realize that these are the easiest questions, right? So having said that, let me wind up the session here. Have a great day. Enjoy your preparation. Thank you. Sir, every time when I revise and study public administration, I always feel like a bureaucrat. There is no word. Okay, thank you. And also, very important here, if you don't understand or the thing like that, it is common. See, like for the past 20 years, I have been reading polity. I'm reading public administration. I understand the things in a very different way, in every way, every time I read those things. So what I meant to say is, you have to read, and while reading, you have to think. That is one of the most important thing. So lot of repetitions should be given. Okay. Okay. Thank you, one and all. Have a great day. Enjoy.